No, no, no. Absolutely not. Don't even try it. I'm not buying it. Okay. Now, in case you thought I was going to not talk about my Sixers, you're sadly mistaken. You're very sadly mistaken. Okay. We got to start addressing, well, I've been addressing it. I've been putting it out there. I've been putting a shedding light on the bullshit. Okay. Everybody wants to sit here and give each and every one of these players passes. Okay. And a lot of these players, believe it or not, that's what they want. They want you to feel sorry for them. A lot of these guys, they might have an exterior, they might be big and all this other stuff and dominant looking and put up all these numbers and stuff like that. But the real story about these players is the fact that they want you to feel sorry for them. They want you to have some sort of sympathy for them. Joel Embiid, man, I have told y'all time and time again, okay? Time and time again, that this guy is a choke artist. Him and James Harden, okay? Look, you could put up good numbers all day, all you want to. You could play while you're hurt and do all that stuff. I'm still not gonna give you no pass. I'm still not. Because while you was worried about an MVP, while you was worried about individual accolades, while you was worried about putting up historic numbers in the regular season and stuff like that, you wasn't concerned about winning. You weren't concerned about none of that stuff. The only thing that you were concerned about was individual stuff. You were concerned about um, individual accomplishments. What makes Joel Embiid the the face and all this other stuff. Meanwhile, you got a bunch of your teammates that are doing the dirty work. Now, I'm gonna tell you this, okay? Danny Green, as much as I've gotten on him this year, I give Danny Green a lot of credit, man, for still going out there because I know something's up with Danny Green. I know that he's hurt, right? I know that he's hurt. Hell, I give Scotty Barnes, his props for going out there, and I do give Joel his props and everything. But what's making you look bad and what's making me look bad, Joel, is the fact that you throwing people up under the bus. You sitting here, you want to throw other people under the bus. You want to finger point. Nah, you wanted them there, partner. You wanted them there. You wanted Harden there, and you knew what you was gonna get. Y'all are on the verge. Listen, the Sixers are on the verge of a historic, epic collapse. Historic, record-setting. If Toronto comes back and beats us, I knew right away that this wasn't going to be easy. But see, I'm not going to get into that. I'm not even going to get into that because I already know some people are going to try to sit here and come with the conspiracy theory notion and stuff like that. But what I am going to say is this, okay? You shouldn't have took Toronto lightly. You shouldn't have took them lightly. Shouldn't have took them lightly at all. And if they come back and they try to sit, because the pressure is not on Toronto, as I've talked about with many of these other teams before, like just like the pressure is not on New Orleans, just like the pressure is not on, like I would say, mm, Minnesota or Memphis. Neither neither one of them guys got pressure on them because they're so young. The pressure is on you for many reasons. Okay, for one, you're showing your inability to lead, man. Okay, you're showing your inability to lead. The more and more, year after year, you show that you're incapable of carrying the squad. Yeah, you might carry them through the regular season. That's all I heard all this year is Joel Embiid, Joel Embiid, Joel Embiid, Joel Embiid. Nobody. I had to bring to people attention about a guy like Tyrese Maxey, and then they'll be like, "Oh, yeah, yeah," and Tyrese Maxey, not realizing that Tyrese Maxey showed up when Joel Embiid did it. Now, was it the opposite sometimes? Yeah, absolutely. It was absolutely the opposite. But you're sitting here and you're faking. Well, I'm not gonna say you're faking, but a lot of people feel like you might be faking. I don't doubt that Joel Embiid is hurt. Okay, but my thing is this though: a lot of the guys that played back in the days, they would actually keep their injuries quiet. You know what I'm saying? Believe it or not, some of them would keep their injuries quiet and just not even say nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? Michael Jordan, when he was playing for the Wizards, he kept his injury quiet. Uh, a lot of football players, they'll have broken bones, they'll have broken this and broken that, still go out there, wrap it up, still be playing. I want to say I think it was Dez. If I'm not mistaken, I think Dez Bryant was playing on a broken foot. I have to look that up, but this is what I'm saying, man. Okay, these guys want to look at the playoffs as just some cakewalk. That's what James Harden wanted. James Harden wanted an easy ride. He didn't want to go through the turmoil. He didn't want to go through the trials and tribulation. He didn't want to face no type of adversity. Because whenever adversity is hit his way, then guess what? He folds up, especially if it doesn't benefit him. He's not even leader. He doesn't fall nowhere near a category of being a leader. The leader of my squad right now is Tyrese Maxey. It's not Joel Embiid. Okay. Listen, it's a difference between being the best player and the most important player and being that leader too. It's a difference. You might be the best player all day, like with Dallas. The best player is Luca. The leader and most important player is Jalen Brunson. With us, our leader is Tyrese Maxey. Even at his young age, everybody gonna disagree with me. Oh no, it's Harden. He the MVP. Da, 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 da. Okay. Hey, that title is getting so it's making him look even more of a fool out there because Toronto's on the verge of even coming back. Talking about you, um, that falls on coaching and all this other stuff. No, it falls on you too. It falls on you too. Great leaders have to be willing to take the fault. And Joel, I'm not going to let you get away with it this time. I'm not. I'm not going to let you get away with it at this time, man. You got to take accountability. You got to own up to everything. You don't want to take no responsibility for losing. And now, come to think of it, I think a lot of that, what you were doing to Ben Simmons, to me, was foul. Now that I think about it, now that's not to say that Ben Simmons was any type of saint, and was he a diva and did he have some issues? Yeah, absolutely. But I'm beginning to wonder if you truly are the problem, Joel. Look, I don't want people coming in here saying, "Oh yeah, well, give the guy a break. He's hurt and all this other stuff." Look, everybody's hurt. Listen, if you play in the NBA, you're gonna be hurt, and it might not be to the magnitude of you. What's up with it, True the King? I see you in the building. It might not be to the magnitude of what you think is hurt, but a lot of guys are playing hurt. A lot of guys are taped up. A lot of guys are getting treatment. A lot of guys are getting shots. A lot of guys they go through certain things. And look, this is another thing too. Okay, everybody's talking about all this shortening the season stuff. Yeah, look, I don't mind shortening the season. Okay, but if you're gonna shorten the season, you need to have a shorter off season, and not only do you need to have a shorter off season, the playoffs need to be shorter too as well. And that's why I've always said, if you're going to shorten the season, you might as well just go ahead and make the whole playoffs a tournament. Because okay, you're going to talk about some of these guys back in the days about, oh yeah, well these guys, they didn't play that long and all this other stuff. What do you think they? Why you think why? And you're seeing that evident in the movie, winning time, especially when they talked about Spencer Haywood, I'm sorry, because this guy was having a lot of injury. He's playing through injury, sacrificing his body, this, that, and the third. Larry Bird sacrificing his body. Career was cut short. Even Isaiah Thomas, he didn't really play that long. These guys were sacrificing their body. And I know people gonna come, well, this is a new day and time and all this other stuff. Well, okay, the way that I'm gonna debunk that, okay, talking about this new day and time stuff, is you get paid to play. Okay, you get paid to play. But LeBron, he invests so much into his body, and some people might think that he's stupid for doing it, right? But I'm gonna be honest with you. Hey, he's doing whatever it takes at least. Now, it doesn't exempt him from him playing the way that he's playing and stuff like that. But I'm talking about from a longevity standpoint, and him being this year somewhat of an Iron Man. Guys took pride in being an Iron Man and being able to play damn near 82 games. Look, if you get out there and you get hurt, okay, don't try to sit there and point the finger on nobody else. You got out there and played. Just like when you got out there and you try to play, you play with the torn meniscus. I didn't sit there and hold you, sit up there and be sympathetic or empathetic to what was going on. I was like, nah, you got your ass out there and played. That's the same way that the enemy is gonna do. The enemy is not gonna sit there and they're gonna be like, oh well, man, he's got a torn meniscus, man, lay off of him. Hell no. Hell no. What's up with it, Ted Cook? Ted Cox, I see you in the building. We got to stop giving all these guys passes, making all these excuses. It's the era of excuses. Boston ain't made no excuse. They didn't make no excuses. When they lost, they lost. Last year, Jason Tatum. See, that's the thing that people got to understand, right, about Jason Tatum. And I came to Jason Tatum's defense last year. Nah, he can't blame nobody. You're right. He can't blame anybody. He can't blame Ben Simmons. He can't blame Dot Rivers. He can't blame James Harden. He can't blame Tyrese Maxey. He can't blame nobody but himself. If you're looked at as the franchise player, the best player, the MVP candidate, the MVP, everybody chanting MVP, MVP, MVP. Well, the eyes are in your direction. They're in your direction, partner. I don't feel no sympathy for this guy because, like I said, it comes down to personal choices. I don't feel any sympathy for him. Look, I'm glad that you're getting out there and playing. I'm glad that you made the choice to get out there. But I mean, all this, the theatrics and stuff like that. Look, I know you're in pain, and people gonna say, "Oh yeah, well, Polo, you don't know his body." Da 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 da. Well, I mean, well, damn, can you do a great job of hiding it? And then when you at the media, don't throw nobody under the bus. Just accept the fact that you lost. It's just like what Jay Will was saying. And I don't agree with what everything Jay Will says, but he was exactly on point. Right, right. That's facts right there, Tay Cox. That's fact. Yeah. When things is going bad, hey, Joel, man, he be playing hide and seek. You can't find him. Or he feeling bad, or he want people to feel sorry for him and stuff like that. I'm not gonna do it. Nuh-uh. And guess who said this? Guess who said this, right? This person said that it doesn't matter if you're sick, it doesn't matter if you're hurt, it doesn't matter if you're injured, it doesn't matter if you got something going on in your personal life. All of the guys that face up against you are going to use that against you. And it was Doc Rivers that said that. Who would have thought? I remember Doc Rivers saying that. And that's true. They're going to use every advantage that they can towards you. They're going to use every type of competitive advantage towards you, no matter what. It's kind of like I was watching Goodfellas. I was watching Goodfellas, and I remember, he had to pay his money to the bosses and everything, or they were, he was describing everybody, about paying the mob bosses and stuff like that, and he was like, hey, they were coming with every different excuse to pay the mob bosses. Hey, your family sick? Oh well, fuck it, pay me. You lost your job? Oh well, fuck it, pay me. You got hurt? Oh well, fuck it, pay me. Listen, That's the mentality when you're playing in the playoffs. When you shoot, really, that should be the mentality when you're playing in the league. That's how the mentality used to be. They don't care if you're hurt. They don't care if you're injured. They don't care if you're tired, hungover, all that other stuff. Listen, when you in between them lines, oh man, that beast got to come out of you. It's a whole nother adrenaline, a whole nother adrenaline. And for some reason, I look for Joel Embiid during this time. Because here's my thing. Okay, you play so great during the regular season, so great. You play really great in the regular season, and then all of a sudden, when the playoffs roll around, then you want to start acting like we don't know who this player is, acting like you forgot what to do, and now you gotta wonder why this this generation or this previous generation is coming to a close. You got LeBron and KD out of there. You said Doc Rivers is a hypocrite. Remember when he coached Paul George was engaged to his daughter and he cheated on her. Doc Rivers took it personal. Well, that's personal stuff, man. I mean, it's the same thing. It's the same situation that happened with the whole Delonte West and LeBron thing, and with the Steve Nash and and uh, Barbosa and Jason Richard, and then with the whole and his wife and the Lakers and all that other stuff. All that stuff, man. Look, as I've said before, I've mentioned this. I mentioned this earlier too. I mentioned this earlier, and I also mentioned it yesterday. I mean, those are emotional components that do play into a person's psyche. Because I mean, at the end of the day, we're still human beings. It's sad and it's unfortunate that the casual fans, a lot of the casual fans, they look at a lot of these players as just, but it's a reality. They look at them as robots. They look at them as machines. They don't know that this guy probably got a cousin that's stuck on welfare or something like that, or on government assistance or something, needs help or something, or this person's family member is sick, or that that dude's wife is doing him wrong or something like that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of personal. Uh, Somebody might have lost a family member or something like that. It's a lot of other personal stuff that goes on behind the scenes, but at the end of the day, it's a sad and it's a harsh reality. But these fans, they really the majority of these fans, they don't care about none of that. They don't care about what you got going. They want to they want you to go out there and they want you to win games or score points or make them money, make them a payday. That's what they want. That's what they want you to do. They don't care about any of that stuff that you got going. What's up, Luda Ryder? I see you in the building, bro. They don't care about any of that stuff. They don't care. They don't care if you're hurt. They don't care if you got a headache. They don't care if you done had like 1,000 injuries. They want to know, are you going to play? They want to know, are you going to produce? They want to know that. That's what they want to know. These people, these season ticket holders, and these people that spend their money and stuff like that. Hey, it's sad, but you owe it to the fans. He's doing is great. I give him tremendous props. But what you're not gonna do is sit there and make a whole bunch of tit for tat excuses, blaming Doc and blaming James Harden and blaming this guy and blaming that guy. Nah, I'm not going for it. Especially because you want to use that as some cushion, so when you lose, you'll have something to fall on. Look, I'm pulling that cushion from up underneath you, and it's gonna be a hard fall. You have not gotten it done, plain and simple. And if we don't get it done, I don't want to hear none of this stuff about, oh yeah, well, you got to give them time to gel and all this other stuff. Not when you comparing them to Kobe and Shaq and comparing them to Kareem and Magic and all these other great duos. You automatically look, you're on the verge of losing, and everybody thinks that we could compete with the Miamis or with the Bostons or with the Bucks and all this other stuff. Not playing the way that we play. Hell, I'm gonna be real with you. I'd rather just have Maxi out there and let Maxi just run wild. Shoot, might get a we might open ourselves up for a lot of turnovers, but at least I know he's gonna play with some heart, some effort. Ain't gonna make no excuses. He ain't gonna sit there and cry. I'm tired of it, man. And you should be too. Everybody should be too. What's up with it, Steve Green? I see you in the building. Okay, so now you upset, Stephen Green. Now you upset. I've been upset. I look, Stephen Green. I've been telling you, man. I was like, man, do not go to sleep on the Raptors. Didn't I say that? Didn't I say that, Luda Ryder? I've been saying that. I've been saying, do not go to sleep on these Raptors. Do not get comfortable. Look, and the thing about it, Stephen Green. The thing about it, Stephen Green, right? This is the thing, right? I want to be optimistic. I try my best. The thing I like about Stephen Green, he shows a lot of optimism. Sometimes I be getting on Stephen Green. I'm like, man, don't say that. But then I'm like, damn. But Stephen Green got to come back and got to be like, man, I'm upset, nigga. I've been upset at our organization. What's up, J Mac? Oh no. Well, they're going after him now. They're going after him now, Ted Cook, Ted Cox. They're going after him now. They're finally going after him. It's not as much. It's not as much as like Russell Westbrook or some of these other guys, but they finally going after him. What's up with it, Matt? They finally going after him. I was talking about Debo earlier, man. Matt, you ain't pull up though. Man, look, we should have been done. You're right. We should have been done. We should have been done, man. We should have already done sent them home. But see, you let a young lion like Scotty Barnes come up in there, and everybody talking about, oh well, Evan Mobley, rookie of the year. Uh-uh. to me is Scotty Barnes or Cade Cunningham. And don't get me wrong, I like what Evan Mobley did this year, but Scotty Barnes, man, he's been slept on because nobody really pays attention to Toronto. I've been paying attention to him. It's gonna be Maxey. Hey, hell, Danny Green been stepping up. Stephen Green. Nah, okay. Publicity stunt my ass. Hey, watch him shake up the draft if they don't give him what they want, Matt Moses. Debo don't want to be used like that no more, man. His rate is through the roof. Unless he's getting that money that he's worth. I think what he was targeting 25 million. Well, yeah, of course they are. You know, and don't forget about Gary Trent Jr. You know what I'm saying? And Fred Van Fleet. Y'all act like Fred Van Fleet is old or something, man. Fred Van Fleet is one of the most slept on closers in the game. Gary Trent Jr. is one of the most slept on uh, knockdown shooters in the league or whatever. And is a scorer. I'm gonna tell you this, Matt. I'll tell you this though. Y'all don't got no draft capital. And listen, y'all. Hey, at first they were trying to. Hey, they're listening to offers right now, Matt. So on draft night, don't be surprised, man. And you think people ain't reaching and grabbing for Debo? Hell, man. Hey, he go to the Bills. He's an instant contender. He go to. I'm trying to think of some teams that haven't really done that much in terms of the offseason signing, but they just got Von Miller and everything. I've been hearing a lot about the Bills. What's up with it, Marco Hinton? I see you in the building. If the Yeah, exactly. Hey, this is what's been the story, Marco Hinton. Man, facts. Hey, that's facts, Marco Hinton. This is what's been the story. It's been it's been about choking and it's been about uh meltdowns, right? Now, if the story plays out like it's supposed to, first you got Brooklyn, who just got swept. KD first sweep of his career, and an epic meltdown in the first round against the team that they were projected to beat. Then you got Phoenix, who might if they take an L, it would be an epic meltdown. I know people gonna bring up, D Book and all that other stuff, but people ain't gonna feel sympathy for it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think what's it called is either. Hitman X, shout out to him. And then you got us. Nigga, we was supposed to win that bitch. Nigga, we was up 3-0. Man, they done came back too. And then Jimmy Butler out tonight, or well, Jimmy Butler's out, and then you got Kyle Lowry out, and everybody's like, oh well, Atlanta's still gonna lose and all this other stuff. Hey, all they need is some sort of psychological advantage to be like, you know what, we're back in this series. That's all it takes. What's up with it, Think Tank? I see you in the building. So you think the Eagles? You think the Eagles? Yeah, the Eagles might be but you know what? I was thinking about somebody had mentioned. I think it was Marco Hinton. He said He said Houston. I think he said New Orleans. I think he said Houston and New Orleans, but like or the Chiefs. I think somebody had mentioned the Chiefs too, and I was like, man, the Chiefs would be a good place, but at the same token, uh, we got to look at, okay, is Mahomes gonna be able to spread the love like that, because Kelsey is his man. But yeah, man, this is a fucking epic collapse, man. You know what I'm saying? And I I myself personally, I won't look at Joel Embiid the same, because one of the reasons why I got Jokic above Joel Embiid is because, you like it or not, Joel Embiid. I'm sorry about that. Jokic has been more successful than Joel Embiid. His resume is better than Joel Embiid. Listen, Jokic is doing more with less. He playing up against, dog. Jokic is playing up against a juggernaut, pretty much, in the Golden State Warriors, and was able to get a win. Now, look, I got on Joker about him being exposed and stuff like that. I know that Joker is probably going to work on that aspect of his game. If Joker could be way more mobile, like in terms of him moving out on the perimeter and free throw and beyond, dog, Jokic would be a terror, because now you got to worry about him playing on the defensive side of the ball out on the perimeter. Man, listen, we've got a mediocre mentality. The only people on our squad that don't have a mediocre mentality is Tobias Harris, um, Tyrese Maxey. Green has stepped it up, and Thibault when he could play. But see, we need Thibault. That's what I'm saying. A lot of and even when we had Thibault, we lost. Sixers fans would turn their backs on Joel Embiid like Ben Simmons if the Sixers. Well, it's not really about us turning our backs on Joel Embiid, but listen, dude. Hey, Ted Cox, I want you to realize something. All right, and Stephen Green know what I'm talking about. Hey, how many years did we have to wait for them motherfuckers to tell us to trust the process? Nigga, I didn't trust none of that shit. I didn't trust none of that shit. Oh man, we gotta trust the process. We gotta trust the process. Motherfucker, can you get your ass out there and play? You already know you started out bad coming up in this motherfucker. But then once you started to take, you spent more time on social media than you did in the goddamn gym. Well, who you talking about, Stephen Jordan? DeAndre Jordan. Yeah, DeAndre Jordan is. Uh, yeah, but he still ain't the DeAndre Jordan that I know. Not the DeAndre Jordan I was accustomed to seeing in high school. You said 83 is too long. Hell yeah. Well, shoot. Well, hey, Stephen Green, our championship was really in '01. I don't care what nobody say. I give us that championship, even though we realistically we didn't win it, but technically I'm gonna give it to us. Just off the fact we got one against the Lakers. We got one damn game. That's something that Iverson could always talk about. You said Doc leaves and gets fired in Philly. The D'Antoni era will definitely push Embiid out. Embiid ain't listen. No, I don't. Man, listen, D'Antoni, what's up with it, Greenleaf? I see you in the building. No, look, I don't want D'Antoni there, but D'Antoni got interviewed by Sacramento, and so did Mark Jackson. I mean, it's been time. We need a overhaul, Stephen Green. We need a goddamn overhaul. We need a whole, and we not gonna be able to do it with Daryl Morey around that motherfucker. And Greenleaf know what I'm talking about, cause he a Houston Rockets fan. You not gonna do it with Daryl Morey. Daryl Morey gonna choose his people. Daryl Morey is set in his ways. He's still trying to run. He's still stuck on analytics. You know what I'm saying, Greenleaf, man? That motherfucker, man, listen, they did everything for who? For titties over title. They placed him in position to do this, to do that. They even tried to copy. Listen, where they fucked up too is they try to mimic Golden State style with a nigga that dribbled the ball 90 something times a possession, which ain't gonna work. You got a nigga that was crying about MVP because a nigga got a unanimous MVP. Oh, well, man, I should have got MVP. Motherfucker, can you be successful in the fucking playoffs first before you start talking that shit? Nigga, can you stop setting a record for turnovers in the goddamn game? Can you stop getting blocked by goddamn old ass Ginobili? Can you stop taking away from your motherfucking team getting 60-point triple doubles in the regular season, but then when the playoff comes, oh, you want to go 0 for 27? Yeah, man, man, dog. These guys, man, they ushering your ass up out of here. They getting all these players that want to play. Nigga, even goddamn Luka done stepped up his game on defense. And that's something I would never see. You got motherfucking Luka out there playing defense. Jason Kidd got that motherfucker Luka out there playing defense. Something that I've been getting on Luka about. Now that Luka is playing defense, oh man, Luka could probably fuck around and probably sniff a championship pretty soon. I don't know when, but the fact that he's playing both ends of the floor, you inspire your team by doing that. You inspire your team by passing the ball. You like now they gotta worry about not only your 3-point, you being a 3-point threat, they gotta worry about you being a playmaker, and they gotta worry about you on the other side of the ball. Does that sound familiar? Don't that sound familiar? Kind of sounds like a guy like MJ, or it kind of sounds like a guy like Kobe, or it kind of sounds like some of these other guys in the past that used to play both ends of the floor, and on top of that, play make and be defense, sort of like a Jason Kidd. Couldn't shoot that well or whatever towards the end of the career, but nevertheless, don't take away from his greatness. Yeah, Jason Kidd, and you got to think about it. Who's all in that front office? Uh, think tank. Of course, man. And listen, one thing they didn't care about what Jason Kidd had went through with his situation with the alcohol and all that other stuff. He always had a home here. Dallas drafted his ass. That's why he was able to come back and go ahead and get that chip. Now, guess what? They're showing him love by bringing him back. Cuban knows a good brain when he sees one. You think they were gonna let Jason Kidd slip? He's got an old school mentality. You think Phoenix gonna let a guy like Monty Williams slip? No, he got an old school mentality. Even Willie Green. Willie Green got an old school mentality. Man, get the motherfucking Sam Cassell out there. He got an old school mentality. I'm trying to tell y'all, man, that all these, the NBA is not making any excuses no more. Now that they see, listen, now that they see that the the ratings are going through the roof without LeBron, and now that they see that the league is going to be all right and everything, they're going to usher in more team ball, and they're going to get these other guys, these other young guys, more exposure now, more marketing now. They want to market around young guys, man. Like, look, Jordan wasn't selfish like that in the sense like, oh yeah, oh he didn't know when to give it up and all this other stuff. Like, it's in terms of him coming back and stuff like that, yeah. But in terms of, he knew that the other young guys was trying to, on the come up and stuff like that. I mean, he was still competitive with him, but he knew it. But he knows business. What's up with it, Brent? I see you in the building. Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it, man. Listen, y'all don't understand, man. I don't like all y'all. A lot of people I notice, that I talk to, not just on YouTube, but just outside, in the world in general. You'll be surprised of how many casual motherfuckers you talk to that don't know the game of basketball. They don't know the game of football. They don't know the sports. They focus on they one dimensional. They one dimensional. But now that the ratings are going up, guess what? I like it because I could sit down and watch a sorry ass team play. I'll watch OKC play. I'll watch Sacramento play. I'll watch Orlando play. I'll watch Detroit play. You know why? Because I'll be like, man, with a little help in this area and a little help in that area, they could be good. Or if this person developed their game and did this right here, maybe they can help them out in this way or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But people don't look at it like that. I like watching the Spurs, and look at the Spurs. Everybody thought the Spurs was garbage. Guess what? They made it to the play-ins. The Lakers didn't. You know, everybody thought the Pelicans was sorry. Don't let that 36 and 46 record fool you. They made it to the play-in, and then they made it to the playoffs. Now they in that motherfucker. Now shit, the series is fucking tied. And this is what you want. You want parity. It's a good storyline. Will the Pelicans defeat the Suns? People are intrigued by that shit. They're like, oh shit, what the fuck? Best record in the league? They got CP3 on there. They got DeAndre Ayton on there. They got the best road record. All this, you know what I'm saying? It's parity. Oh shit, will Boston do it? Will they go to the Barclays Center and pull the unthinkable? Absolutely, they did it. Can the motherfucking Raptors be the MVP candidate and Joel Embiid come back and have one of the most historic collapse ever in NBA history? You got one big ass meltdown that took place with KD and Kyrie. Now you about to have a big epic collapse that might take place. Can Jokic come back and beat a Warriors juggernaut team? All these things, man. Like people want to see that stuff. Can the Bucks repeat again? Can Minnesota beat goddamn Memphis, who is one of the hottest teams in the league? We got to look at stuff like that, man. But you can't do that with, oh yeah, one player, one player, one player, one team, one team, one team. Every time you turn on the TV, it's either they talking about the Lakers or they talking about LeBron. They talking about LeBron or they talking about the Lakers. Yeah, man, they're very slept on in their development. Memphis, I don't think Memphis is getting a lot of credit either. They're good at developing talent too. And Minnesota is starting to turn in that way too, because I think that with what you call with A-Rod, he definitely turned things around. You say I really thought Harden had more in the tank. He can't even step up when Embiid was hurt. Brent, what are you talking about, man? Dog, you said you thought Harden had more in the tank. what what you mean? Dog, I've been telling you this, man. He is what I've been telling you. Like this dude can't even, man, he ain't got nothing in the tank like that, man. Now, okay, he had a couple of decent games. He had that game that he had where he fouled out, he actually shot decent. And uh and then just this past game, uh he gave somewhat of an effort on defense. But he shot 4 of 11 yesterday, man. Okay, and then the game before that he shot 5 of 17. Right? Then he shot 3 of 9. He was 7 of 13 in game 3. Shot 6 of 17, man. Then before the season had ended, Brent, like this guy was shooting 4 of 13, 4 of 10, 3 of 12. Just absolutely horrible. That should have told you right there that he didn't have anything in the tank. I'm telling you, Brent, man, and that's not. Look, if Giannis ain't doing, I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna ride out on this one. If Giannis ain't doing that good in terms of his defense, or you know what I'm saying, I'm sorry about that, in terms of his offense or something like that, guess what? He gonna do other things. He gonna play both ends of the floor. You know what I'm saying? He gonna do other things to impact the game, and Giannis. That's what makes Giannis great. You know what I'm saying? Is that he's not one dimensional in terms of, oh yeah, I got the score, I can only score. Nah, he ain't doing that. He's already on the decline. It, Dog, he's boosted up his scoring, well, his percentage just a little bit. But at one point, man, he was shooting 37%. He was shooting 37%, and he was shooting like 24% from 3-pointer. And on top of that, he was second in the league in turnovers. At one time, at one time he was number one in turnovers. You know, you could get all these assists all you want to and stuff like that. It, I don't really. I don't really trip on anybody getting a whole bunch of assists. Like, okay, if it's Chris Paul, I can understand that because he's gonna get you double digit in assists anyways. But that just goes to show that okay, if you give the ball up to Joel Embiid and he's money like 5 times, well, guess what? That's 5 assists right there. And then you pass the ball 5 times to guys out on the perimeter and they knock down shots. Guess what? That's 5 assists right there. But come on, man. You gotta actually be a valuable playmaker. Don't sit up there and talk about, oh yeah, well James Harden, man, he getting all these assists and all this other stuff, but then you got turnovers. You got all these turnovers to go along with it. So on that note, Polo Sports Talking Entertainment. Make sure y'all like the video, share it, subscribe, hit the notifications, and I will get at y'all later.